All right. Good morning.
Good morning, Nolan.
Hello, Josh. Thank you. Thank you for coming on the show.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah, of course. I'm happy to. I'm really excited about this one. I love your office.
Yeah, thanks. It's quite the view.
Yeah, you're killing it, bro. It kind of looks like Kamloops.
Yeah, I got the corner office.
Good, dude. That's a good place to be. All right. So Josh is my friend, and yeah, known Josh for a couple of years, I think.
Been a few years now, probably 2019 or 2020, I would say. Um,
Why don't you tell the audience a little bit about yourself, Josh?
so 24 years old, just graduated college at Montana State in Bozeman. That's where I met Nolan's older brother, Ben. We became really good buddies, and that is how I ran into Nolan and the whole crew from Alaska. A little bit about myself. Right now, work in sales. Um, Pretty much my job just involves outreach and the whole sales process in general. Outside of work, I enjoy all physical activity. Came to Montana to really focus on skiing and fly fishing, even though I don't fly fish too much anymore. Um, but yeah, enjoy anything physical, enjoy healthy foods, learning, spending time with the boys and the family. Um, Pretty simple, pretty simple.
Cool. Thank you for a little intro. So right before we hopped on, you were telling me about a incident that you had that I would love the backstory on, and I'm sure other people would as well. So, if you want to take it away.
Yeah, so Nolan brought up he was up late last night helping some professional mountain biker build a wall ride, and we were just talking about hitting the airbag and landing on the bike, kind of hurting yourself. And I just suffered a little bit of a head trauma injury, if you can see it right there, looking a little bit like a piggy bank right now. Um, but that kind of came about from I was on vacation in Florida with some friends, and one morning we were at the pool. One thing led to another. I knew it was shallow. In all honesty, didn't think I was going to hit the bottom. Um, Kind of did a weird little death dive type of thing into the pool and ended up ringing myself right off the bottom, kind of flashbanged myself. Everything went white and ended up at the ER, 10 staples in the dome. Um, got on a plane the next day and flew home. So that was a kind of a crazy little bit of an adventure right there. Fully healed up now from what I can tell, hopefully. Um, yeah, it's kind of gave me a new little outlook on life, kind of escaped serious injury. So super thankful for that.
I'm glad you're okay, bro. Relatively speaking.
Yeah, as well as I can be.
God damn, that's wow. Yeah. What's the so it gave you a little new outlook on life? What's the takeaway from that?
Um, Honestly, it's been about a month, just over a month now, and I kind of just am trying to take everything a little more serious in life. Um, whether it's my job, my relationships, my health, physical and mental. It just kind of really opened things up, and it could have easily been a lot worse. Could not be walking. Could have had some sort of crazy head trauma injury. Um, so it just kind of made me made me think about how lucky I am, and you know that's just honestly brought to light a lot of good things in my life, as weird as that sounds. But yeah, I've been way more focused on just kind of my purpose now, and how I'm gonna how do I want to put this, um kind of just, yeah, I've been more focused on who I want to be and the steps I need to take to get there. So it's just every day is, wake up and you're like, I can walk. So it's, as cliche as that sounds, it's been pretty cool.
Nice. Damn, that's really amazing. Josh, I'm glad, I'm very happy for you that you're running with that sort of I'm a lucky guy type
Yeah, I
thing.
mean, we can still ski this year, so I can't really complain. I'm I'm
Yeah,
I'm I'm not in a I'm not a vegetable yet.
yeah, you're looking pretty sharp, dude.
It's the
And
background.
for what it's worth, it's I do like the buzz cut.
Oh yeah, the buzz cut's a
Very
new
nice.
thing. It's I'm trying to get all the other boys to go with it. It's super nice.
Was that due to the trauma to the dome?
I originally thought, oh, I'll cut it and then I'll do what I can to get the hair to grow back, but there's no way. It's gonna be there forever. So kind of just accepted the cut now and been buzzing it every week since, and
Oh, nice.
super convenient.
Yeah, showers are pretty easy, huh?
Everything is so much better. The
Yeah,
lady,
dude, you remind me of the Buddha.
that'll work.
Yeah, I like it in a good way. Like you're not fat like the Buddha, but you the hair. I like it. Yeah, anyways, if I could ask one more question, kind of poking into your your purpose, your path, would you say, like, how do I put this? You're trying to like really like squeeze the juices out of life per se, like sense.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, the goal is just be as successful as possible. That can kind of show itself in a lot of ways, but uh truthfully just want to have the ability to be as free as possible with my time and not be held down to a specific location or going into a job every day or anything like that. Focusing definitely more on the ability to kind of mold work around the lifestyle that I want to live, instead of molding my lifestyle around my job. Um, Being a young kid right now, it's the time to sacrifice and kind of go for it when you can, when you have nothing to lose, no family. Well, I got family, but I no kids, no wife, nothing like that to support. So honestly, just trying to reinvest into myself right now, and uh, buy a big plot of land somewhere in Montana, and have a bunch of toys and just be free.
Me too. Yeah, that's dude, great answer. Yeah, I like how you're thinking. Hey, how have got one for you. How have your metrics for success changed in, say, call it this past year?
Um, my metrics for success, meaning like what
Like,
I
what did
what I
success
feel
mean to
success.
you previously, and what does it mean to you now?
Um, I've kind of always had the same outlook. Success to me looks like a smoking hot wife, a lot of kids running around the house, got a nice Porsche 911 Turbo S sitting in the driveway. Um, good plot of land where the parents have their own house and my sister and brother have their own place and the whole family's together. Um, have the ability to um, travel to the places I want and live the life that I want without um, sacrificing all my time to making money. That's what success looks like to me.
Nice. Very cool.
What does success look like to you, Mr. Nolan? What is
Been
your
asking myself. Thank you, Josh. Thank you for asking me such a question. And I've been asking myself that a lot recently. And if I had to break it down a little bit, it's first of all to make my this is a weird answer, and it's not really a straightforward one, but in the realm of success, I've been thinking recently is I want to success to me is to optimize myself so that I can help, so that I can most positively affect everybody else in my life. Like things
I like
like getting good sleep, eating well, even though I can really just binge on food so hard sometimes, and that's bad. Um, Eating well, good sleep, exercise, and also giving. Giving is something that I never really did. Well, that's all right. That's not true. I've volunteered and done food programs for people that need food, but I've never volunteered out of my own free will. It was always with my parents or with the team. Um, but since I've moved to Kamloops, I met this mountain biker guy that needed a hand. His name's Matt. I've talked about him on the show before, and just going out there to his compound and helping him build stuff, such as big jumps, has been really, really powerful for how I approach the day. Say I helped, like Josh said, I helped him build a wall ride last night, and it was a few degrees below freezing. We stayed out till midnight. It was super awesome and uncomfortable. And now I'm waking up today like, oh, I helped someone and I didn't ask for anything in return. That felt really good. So that's what success means to me, is being able to positively affect other people.
I like that. That's a very much of a Campbell answer. I feel like your brother would say something similar. You guys
Yeah.
are all very grounded.
Yeah. Yeah. Our parents are actually, my grandma's a total hippie. Um, I, I talk to her so much about this type of stuff.
Is that the um Ben and I recently started going to church, and is that the grandma who goes to church a lot? And is that
No,
it's the
no,
other?
it's the other one. It's the one I
Okay.
had on the podcast.
Oh yeah, I saw like what's it, like the thumbnail of
Yeah.
that. That was awesome.
Yeah, I was so stoked she wanted to come on. Yeah, little segue. So yeah, that's what success looks like to me. I want to be able to help people because I realize I'm a pretty selfish person.
We all
And yeah, and I don't want to just like bury that emotion down of, oh, it's okay to be selfish. I'm just going to care about myself my whole life, because that just sounds wrong to me. So, anyways, helping people has been a newfound success in my life recently. But going to church, what's that like for you?
Um, for me, it's a new thing. Definitely not something. I mean, kind of grew up a little bit going to church on Thanksgiving, going to church on Easter and Christmas, or a random occasion when the grandparents are in town who haven't skipped Sunday mass in years. Um, they kind of started out with, I would say, my brother. Got a little brother who has, in the last it's been 6 years now, he's really found God, um, and he was encouraging me to do the same. There's a lot of answers in my life, and there's a lot of things that I ponder on a daily basis that I didn't know how to get the right guidance or the questions to ask. And I just things that I didn't want to go to my peers about. So kind of started reading the Bible, going to church, trying to figure out um my spirituality, and just trying to get answers, honestly, as basic as that is. Through that, I've gotten a sense of different community, being a college kid, previously being a college kid, living with four other college age dudes, where we, enjoy the college lifestyle. Little beer, little pot, little this, little that. It's it was a many years of that in my life, and just kind of thought that if I really wanted to, be the person that I want to be, then I'm going to have to change my ways. And going to church was the start of that for me.
Wow, that's a perfectly awesome reason to want to go to church, Josh. I think that's really cool.
It's been cool. I've been getting Ben to come with me and some
Hmm.
of my other buddies. So trying to open that doorway of my life to all my friends, and um, it's been awesome. So definitely, um, as I search for God in my everyday life, and just kind of as I mature, I'm definitely needing that on a daily basis.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I think that's fascinating. You said that there are answers that you didn't really know the answer to, or sorry, questions you didn't know the answer to. And gosh, I don't know what the number is, but we think X amount of thoughts per minute of the day, every day. And those thoughts can be unpleasant sometimes. Personally, for me, I always think about, like, I'll try to catch myself when I do it, but like punching down on my thoughts. And if I have an unpleasant thought that comes up and I don't want to deal with it, or if I'm doing school and I'm like, no, get out of my head, stop. Like,
Just like push it down and suppress it.
you push it down and you just, it doesn't really go anywhere when you do that, but it just builds up, builds more tension, gets that knot a little tighter. So, regardless if someone's going to church to find a way to, untie that knot per se, or really anything, I think that's super valuable. And as your friend, I'm really happy for you.
I appreciate that, Nolan. It's been nice given a dedicated time every week to kind of reflect on how I'm living my life and to be present in that time. Um, I struggle with being present on a day-to-day basis, constantly thinking about the future or the past, things I have to do later that day, conversations I had earlier that day. So it really has been nice given, dedicated time to kind of be present and kind of just reflect on my week.
Nice. Yeah. That's yeah, that sounds really valuable. I I hope that everyone can have a time in their week or day to be able to do that. But one other thing that you brought up about, gosh, maybe you didn't bring it up. My memory is not what it used to be in my old age. Um, but I know my brother talks to me about this. He said that when y'all went to church a couple of weeks ago, the y'all were making some valuable social connections, put it that way, after church, right? And
Yep.
I think that's fascinating because, well, social connections are so powerful, and it's a facet of life that I wouldn't necessarily think to go to cultivate powerful relationships.
You
And
know, I didn't think it was going to be like that, to be honest with you, Nolan. Um, the sense of community at the church we go to is pretty strong. And lots of the actually, to digress, the connection that your brother and I made the other week. This man's family came to the Gallatin Valley in 1806 or something crazy like that. They've been here over 200 years. So, um, as you know, that's a family who has a lot of connections within this small town, especially. Um, and meeting people in a setting like church kind of brings down the barriers to entry. They welcome you more with open arms. You could kind of look at me on the street, I would say, and be like, I might not trust that kid. I like, if he was coming to a job interview, right? Like, there might be somebody who looks a little more clean cut and like, they fit the narrative, but definitely meeting people in that aspect, there's no judgment to anything like that. So it's super nice to just um, be able to make those honest connections and know you're talking to somebody who's true to their word, which is pretty hard to come by nowadays.
yeah, that's one moment. Yeah, so gosh, that's wild. That's super cool. Ben didn't tell me that you guys met some homie who's been there or his family's been there for that long of a time.
Yeah, Ben
That's
actually went over there the other day, and his dad was on the tractor at 93 years old, driving the tractor around his farm, and the tractor is 80, so he's older than his tractor, which is wild to think about.
that's
It's
wild.
pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah. I look for that. Um, what you kind of just described there is people coming from a place of love, right?
Totally,
That
totally.
that's what church means to me, I suppose, even though I'm not a participator anymore. Or actually, I will tell you about this afterwards, but it's just not in my cards right now. But
Mhm.
yeah, like looking for people that are coming from a genuine place of love is really powerful. And I've found that through volunteering my time to help this mountain biker. And it's all from a place of love because there's no transaction involved. Although he did give me a brand ass new bike frame, and he's been giving me a ton of shirts. um, so, but like it it's a you don't ask for those things. It just happens.
Yeah, I would say like at some point all relationships are a little bit transactional, but it's all about whether or not you're viewing it like that because
Yeah.
he's probably I don't know the guy, but I would say that he's selflessly giving and you're selflessly giving.
Mhm.
Neither of you view that as transactional, but you're both benefiting from it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. I agree with that point. It is transactional in that sense. It's and it's a lovely transaction. I think both parties are very pleased. I get experience that very few people in the world get. There's only I think four other sets of jumps in the world that are this big.
that's
So like just that brings me like so far ahead of the game just by chance, like literally just because I talked to this dude at a bike park. I talked to this not dude I talked to this guy at a bike park, and I told him I was moving to Kamloops. He was like, yo, you want to bring some lifting plates up for Matt McDuff? And I was like, pro mountain biker, yeah. And then yeah, that's it. I reached out, I talked to a stranger, and now I'm faced with this wonderful opportunity where I have met so many new friends.
for you, Nolan,
People are stoked.
is it easy to um unapologetically be yourself in a setting where you don't know anybody? Is it easy for you to walk up to somebody and um have that conversation or just get to know them? Or do you find that as a little bit more of a challenge?
It's certainly a challenge, and it's it's completely vibe based. Maybe it's damn great question, by the way. It's completely vibe based. So when I met Matt, he dropped he like picked up those lifting plates in Kamloops, and he took 15 minutes out of his day, 20 minutes out of his day. It was nighttime too, to just talk with me and get to know me. I said I wanted to help him, and we just chatted for a while, and I got super good vibes from him. So I went to help, and it was definitely a lot easier getting to know him. I think it was just due to the fact that I was helping and wasn't asking for anything in return. And that's a pretty good feeling, but that's to more specifically answer your question, it's quite hard for me now. I've definitely dealt with some destroyed friendships this past year, and I have an extremely hard time trusting people and letting myself be vulnerable again, which I've been really trying to work on.
It's that's a tough one because it's I don't have the answers to that. I can't even begin to say that I do, but I struggle with the same things. So um you're definitely not alone.
Yeah, yeah, that means a lot. Thank you. Yeah, but to more specifically answer your question, Josh, I learned this from Matt, the mountain biker. He loves saying it's like love is the most powerful force. I don't know how many times he said that to me, but it's so true. I mean, the more I approach people from a place of love, the more the more vulnerable I can be, and it's finding that balance of understanding what people are capable of, both good and bad, in this case bad, but also understanding that there's no reason to hold a grudge against someone that hasn't wronged you just because, like, I mean, it's a wild association to make, but basically, like, here's the situation. person hurts you. You meet new person. They haven't done anything to you, yet you still hold this. Yeah, I still hold the same bias towards them because their similarity is that they're a person, which is fucked up.
It's only human.
Yeah,
Only
yeah.
human.
The more, to answer your question, the more I come from a place of love, the more I feel ready to present me.
I love that. We love Nolan, so I'm sure the world will too.
Oh, I love you too, Josh. That's thank you.
You're
I love,
welcome, buddy.
yeah, I love hearing. I just love that word, man. Love, such a good
It's
word.
it's a great one. You gotta make sure to tell the people you love that you do love them.
Yeah, I
It's
texted. I
super.
tried. Yeah, I tried to call Ben last night, and then I texted him. I was like, "I hope you have a great day. I love you."
He was probably sitting in my living room.
That's awesome. Yeah, dude, I really need to make this podcast longer. Um, it's we've got like 6 minutes left. I'll ask you another question.
Yeah, let's try to rifle through some of these that we have left.
Yeah, yeah, and I mean, I'm in no hurry. I can always we can always come on again
We can
and
always do a
do
round.
another one when you're free because I'm having a blast, man.
I love talking to you.
Dude, I love talking to you too. You're yeah. I little side note, I've been trying to one of the challenges I've faced with this podcast is I say dude and I say like a lot. And I swear sometimes when I swear I don't mind swearing, but I do when it's presented as a filler word.
Agree.
And those are challenges that I am attempting to overcome.
Listening to yourself is always tough for me. And you're like, do I really sound like that? Do I say those words as much as I do? Um, all those self-doubt questions come into your head. Um, but honestly, Nolan, when I heard you were starting a podcast, I was like, that's so great because a lot of people would steer clear from it for those exact reasons. Whereas I feel like those things in life that those challenges and stuff, you just are like, let's hit it head on. So it's awesome to see.
Mm-hmm. Thank you. Thank you. I've really been trying to make that a point of living life is if I'm afraid of something, I attack it
It's a great mindset to have.
because we're in a place in this world where we're physically so safe. Most people, obviously people have situations that are shitty that they're, you can think of anything where someone's getting hurt and they don't deserve to be getting hurt. But first world country, we're really safe. The only thing we usually have on the line is our pride.
You're
So,
right. You are right. We
yeah,
live in a very safe environment. So our first world problems aren't exactly that tough in the scheme of things, you know?
no, yeah,
But it's hard to live like thinking like that all the time.
yeah, because it does get to you, or it does get to me. However, the this circles back to what we were talking about shoving down problems
Mhm.
or thoughts that come into your head is that if I try to make a really conscious attempt at acknowledging my fears, I can say, okay, I'm afraid of this, and I'll break it down. I'm afraid of this because I haven't done it before, and I feel that I am going to humiliate myself, and then people will point and laugh, which is really never the case because most people that I surround myself with, I can confidently say want the best for me. I hope so. And it's breaking down instead of because there's the person that attacks the fear head on and doesn't ask themselves why they're scared. I'm scared, I'm gonna go do it. And good for that person because at least they're attacking the fear. But if you can ask yourself why you're scared, understand it, then it then you're attacking a fear that is not scary anymore because you broke it down.
Viewing it a little more logical.
Yeah.
I
All
like.
right, Josh. I got one more question for you because
You
we
got
got a
1 minute.
minute left. You better fire the shit out of this question. What's one thing you're really excited about?
What's I'm excited about skiing this year, I would say. It's weird as cliche, whatever. We have no snow in Bozeman right now, so I can't get that stoked yet. But yeah, excited to ski this year. This might be the last year that I have all the boys together and we are getting those weekly laps. So that I think that chapter of my life is slowly coming to an end. So give it one last hurrah and
Or
yeah, definitely
all
that.
right.
And then, you know,
Yeah,
just life. If I didn't think I was going to be here 1 month ago, so who knows where I'll be in a month. Just excited to see where the next where life
cool.
takes me in the next few months.
That's great. The video is about to cut us off. Thank you for coming.